First up though, as always on a Monday, it's time to talk nutrition with Nicola. Hi Nicola.
Hello.
And it's veggies today.
Yes.
The V word.
Yes, so sometimes they're looked upon as the less attractive thing in the meal.
Frowned upon,
but they really are so good for us. They're full of nutrients, vitamins and minerals, and we can't make these things in our bodies. We need to eat them. So this is absolutely jam-packed with the vitamins and minerals, so really good way to get them through your fruit and veg.
So how much should we eat?
Well, you hear the 5+ a day all the time, and that's the minimum. It's at least 5+ a day, and so the 5 splits into around 3 vegetables and 2 fruit. And we've talked before about the amounts that a serving is, and I like the way that they use the hand, because that also signals how much the portion is for you. So for an adult, it's what would fit in an adult's hand as a serving, and the same for a child. So a mandarin might fit into a child's hand, an orange might fit into an adult's hand, and similar sort of thing with a handful of vegetables. Yeah.
So how can we fit this into mealtime then?
Yeah, so I've got a plate here that shows how a plate should be laid out for the evening meal, and this shows that half a plate of vegetables. So if you're serving up a meal and you have your potato and your meat component and half a plate of vegetables, it's easy enough to work it out then. But sometimes if you're doing, say, a stir fry or a casserole with vegetables in it, sometimes you think, oh, have we got the right proportions?
Yeah.
So if you're thinking for the servings, how many people you're having for your meal, try and get at least a cup of vegetables per person if you're making those. And that would be about 2 servings of vegetables for your day, and you think you might have some sort of vegetable at another time of the day and another meal with your breakfast or your lunch, that sort of thing. But at least a cup per person. Yeah.
It's interesting because of course it's separated the potatoes. Do you think sometimes people just think of potatoes as my veggie, as that's fine, I've got my spuds on there, so that's fine, it's good as gold, I've got my veggies?
I think they often do, but the big thing also that we talk about with vegetables is getting those colours in. Trying to mix up as many colours as you can. So potatoes are a good vegetable also, but for the half plate of your vegetables, try and get lots of colours. The different colours have different nutrients in them, and that combination really keeps you really fit and healthy.
So what do we do, and it's not just the children though, but if our children don't like veggies and you're really struggling and there's tears, there's fits happening at the dinner table, and you go, I can't be bothered.
I think one thing is, don't get too worried if it's not when you're sitting down to the family meal that all the vegetables are eaten. If your child might sit and help you or talk to you while you're preparing the meal, they might crunch away on a piece of carrot, they might sort of help you prepare the vegetables and sort of munch away on some while they're raw. And you might be able to also sneak in, if they don't like them specifically, vegetables on the plate, if you're having something with a tomatoey sauce with it, you might be able to grate some carrots into it, or other grated vegetables, or some small chopped up vegetables into that. If you're having a lasagna or some sort of minced dish, that's a great way to hide vegetables in there. So there's other ways you can sort of sneak them in.
Veggie soup, that's one of my favourites for winter. All the great lentils and all the barley and that. Is it a good way of getting our veggies as well? Yeah,
definitely soups are such a great way to get your vegetables through the winter. And the stats show that vegetables, and fruit and vegetables, can decrease our risk of lots of illnesses and help us fight the effects of the ageing process, which is great news. So things like different types of cancers, heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, they can all be the risks of those reduced by getting you 5+ a day. So,
and another spin-off is actually an economical meal.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And you're buying vegetables that are plentiful. I see these coming into work today. Raywood Fresh. They've got whole pumpkins, very cheap. I mean, wow, a whole pumpkin feed a whole family, can't it?
Yeah,
with the pumpkin soup.
Yes, you can get several meals out of that, and that's the great thing about soups. You can just about throw in anything you've got in the fridge, and a few spices and things or herbs, and you've got a a meal made. Yeah.
Herbs. I'm glad you mentioned that because that can just add to the flavour as well.
Absolutely.
Just a simple bit of addition
Yes.
can just make it an incredible
Yeah,
meal.
yeah.
Now, tomorrow though,
Yes.
speaking of incredible meals, you're in the kitchen, tomato and potato soup?
Yes, and the potato just makes it a beautiful, thick, creamy soup. So without adding the cream or something high fat. So we a big tin of tomatoes, potatoes, bit of celery, or like you say, if you've got something else in the fridge that you want to use up, a few herbs, and blend that up, and it's lovely and creamy with the potato making it nice and thick. So it's something that's really cheap to make, something you've probably got in your cupboard, but a really hearty, tasty soup.
Great,
Yeah.
thanks Nicola. Awesome.
Right.
Remember, that recipe will be up on board, of course, on the website nourish.org.nz. Yummo. Well done. Have a great week.